So recently at an investors meeting, Warren Buffett said some very interesting things along the lines of if Tesla figures out how to do full self-driving, insurance companies might be in a bit of trouble. Well, basically the idea is if Tesla was to start doing their own insurance, because obviously they would have the data on the drivers, down to a science, like literally to the T. They would know every single move and every action of the automobile, knowing exactly how you drive and respond to things in traffic. So basically, Tesla would be able to offer you a better premium than any other insurance company in the world. Like literally, because they would know exactly how you're driving. They're not judging or guesstimating off the fact that you're a male and you're between the age of 18 and 30 or a female and so on and so on. They just know exactly how you're operating the vehicle. So if you are a really, really good driver, they'll give you a very, very low premium. But obviously, if you're a very, very bad driver, they will give you a different kind of premium. As a matter of fact, they might not even give you their insurance if you are that outrageous of a driver. But to those who are driving really well, there's just no chance or competing with other insurance companies because they'll be able to give you a premium maybe 30-40% cheaper than regular insurance companies because, like I said, they'll know exactly how you're operating. And this might scare some people because they're like, I don't want the government to know exactly how I'm driving or blah, blah, blah. Sure, everyone's entitled to feel how they want and have their own opinions. But to those people who are like, yeah, sure, I don't really give a crap if you're monitoring my driving because I'm not doing anything illegal or breaking the law, those are the people who are going to get extreme benefits on this insurance. Funny enough, Warren Buffett has always been a very big investor in General Motors, but just recently it's been all over the place. I've seen on different videos and creator channels that Warren Buffett dropped their entire position in General Motors. Every single dollar. That's pretty outrageous, being that Warren Buffett has been an investor in General Motors for many years. But now he seemed to have bought BYD, which is a Chinese automotive electric vehicle company. They have been buying BYD, I believe, since 2012. This is years back. Warren Buffett hasn't really bought into Tesla stock, but he has his own reasons. But regardless, for him to even drop an entire, position, especially in one that they've had for years, goes to speak a lot that Warren Buffett is a little bit aware about what's happening. A lot of people keep claiming that Tesla is going to be failing because Tesla keeps firing people and cutting jobs and all this good stuff. It makes people think that, the company's losing tons of money, so they can't keep paying all their employees. This is why they're firing people, because they can't keep paying people. Therefore, Tesla's going to fail. But funny enough, this is what Elon Musk says that they will do every 5 years to pursue the growth of the company. And I know that might sound wild to some people, like if you want your company to grow, but you're firing people, how's your company going to grow? Well, according to Elon Musk, he said that there's multiple duplicate jobs that are happening that don't necessarily need to have people redoing these processes. And on top of that, they're not a car business. Of course, they do sell automobiles, but they are an engineering and software company, battery company, other things outside of just cars. So if they can just create robots to, do the simple jobs that people don't necessarily have to be there to do, they can just start getting rid of people because this is exactly what they are doing. If they can have a repetitive job that a person doesn't have to sit here and keep doing very simple motions, they'll just put a robot in the place of it, therefore not necessarily needing a human to be there. Because if you can just get a robot to do that same action for literally half the price of a person, it's like a no-brainer. But every 5 years, that's basically what Tesla has been doing, chopping down their business and making it more efficient. This is actually a very good, powerful thing to do. If you have a smaller team but are more efficient than just paying a bunch of people, instead of just getting really, really good people and getting rid of the people that aren't really carrying the weight, you actually can you actually can run a much more efficient business. You can get a lot more done with the right mindset of people, because if you're just hiring a bunch of people to try to get things done, you're just overpaying people. You could say this is what happened with, you say, tech companies, like your Googles or Instagrams and Twitter. Well, Twitter, Elon Musk bought that. Funny enough, they were running the company Twitter with 7,500 people when it was Twitter. They got rid of them, and now they're down to 3,000 people or maybe a little less. And you can see that it's working pretty much just the same, maybe even better for all that we know. So yeah, since 2018, this is something that Elon Musk has been saying that, every 5 years we have to chop people off to continue with the growth of the company because we're getting things down to a science that we don't have to keep hiring a bunch of people because, we're understanding exactly how to make this part of the business run where it can run flawlessly without having to have people stand around and be paid because, like I said, once they figure out how to run it flawlessly, you can replace the person because Elon Musk has always been saying for years, the best process is no process and the best part is no part. That's literally true. If you can have an entire business and a company working by itself without paying people and it's running itself and no one has to be there, wouldn't that be ideal of like the best kind of business to run ever? Well, if Tesla is just a car company, funny enough, in Q1 of 2024, the profits that Tesla made, 42.9% of the profits that Tesla made for Q1 was not from cars. It was from things outside of cars, whether there have been like energy, solar, battery, or full self-driving subscriptions, things like that. 42.9% of Tesla's earnings, well, actually profits in Q1 of this year was not from cars. So, I mean, that's pretty big of a deal. Like imagine if a company that is a cake company, if 52% of their sales, profits came from selling, whatever, knives, maybe tires, you'd be like, man, I thought they were a cake company, but a big portion of their profits came from not cake. That's the same idea what's happening with Tesla right now. A large portion of their profits was actually not from selling cars, from other things like the batteries, the energy sector, and the other parts of Tesla that is being built around it. So, that is some pretty impressive news if you ask me. Well, that's it for the day. Be sure to tune in tomorrow. I post videos every day about what's going on in the automotive industry, about big tech, Tesla, all sorts of things. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace. See you tomorrow.